Well, joining me today live from Minds and Money is Aldo Boitano, the CEO of Clean Tech Lithium, listed on a number of exchanges, but on the London with the ticker code CTL, but also on the OTC and the Frankfurt, and soon to list as well. You told me on the ASX
Yep,
as well.
Australia,
So you're really going for all of the exchanges there. So first of all, just tell me how things have been. We spoke a year ago at another show, and what's it been like for the past year for
Well,
you?
the company has been developed since we listed, and we did some pre-IPO raising, the listing a year ago, and then we went on raising some further funds at the end of the year. All that has carried us into the developing back then of the more advanced project. One already has a scoping study, Laguna Verde. We're already working on a PFS with Worley. We've done baseline studies on environmental work. We have early engagement with the communities. We have a workforce that is almost half of them being women, not by time, but by hiring, by merit, and a lot of green credentials, basically, of our now small-scale pilot plant with direct lithium extraction.
Excellent.
That's Laguna Verde. We're currently drilling. We drilled last year. We expanded the resource in Laguna Verde from what we had back then, 500,000 tons of a lithium carbonate equivalent in the mostly inferred resource to 800,000 now indicated and measured, plus 700 inferred, so it's 1.5. So it enough to sustain 20,000 ton per year production of lithium for 40, whatever, lots of years.
Really?
And Francisco Basin, the same. We had a maiden resource. We drilled. We went from none to 500,000 tons of inferred resource. We're drilling there 3 more holes. We're drilling in Laguna Verde 2. And as a couple of days, we started the drilling in a third project that we acquired in between it.
Okay.
Big 344 square kilometer basin in another area of the country, so in the northern part, close to Salar de Atacama.
Excellent.
So very, very excited. The reception of the people, the stock market has been happily taking us in as we tell the story, as we advance the fundamentals of the business, and have come down since the loss of some of the lithium price, and then all the questions about the national policy that
Well, this is important, yeah, because
Yeah.
this is something that was announced from the company recently, wasn't it?
on Friday,
Yeah.
Thursday night on Friday.
I mean, is this something to be concerned about?
No. We're very happy. We've been talking to authorities for the last 6 months. They want to have a more important role in the mining industry, basically developing. There's 2 companies who have special vehicles. They're originally copper state-owned companies, Codelco, who runs like 20% of the country's copper, 80% is done by private sector, and Enami, who is a company who has already in place minority agreements on the copper side and has announced some on the lithium side.
Okay.
And they have salars, and they don't have the knowledge, they don't have the money, the resources to develop them. And we see this opportunity of the national lithium policy not only to develop our projects, but also to go and engage with the government and say, you want to drill? We have drillers. We can upgrade resources, JORC estimates,
Excellent.
competent person work, etc., etc.
Okay. Well, it's been a very productive year for you,
Yes.
hasn't it then, really? And I recall last time that we spoke that we talked about sort of the valuation inflection point for the company. And there's a research note that suggested perhaps 3 to 4 times the valuation of where we were a year ago, which really was achieved.
Yeah, it was
wasn't
achieved.
it? I mean, you went to quite a high market cap. I noticed that today you're sitting at around 46
Yeah.
million. That's up from 24 a year ago. So clearly some good progress being made there. What do you think the reason is for the price to come back off recently? Is it fears around this Chile strategy, do you think?
No,
or-
before it came down to all the major. Even though we're 2 years from producing, we've been hit by the cut down 40 to 50% of the lithium price
Sure.
by the China saying we have a over supply, or we have more products that we need. That's what basically came down. Now that the Chilean policy is coming out, meant a hit maybe based on uncertainty of the details of the plan on Friday. On Friday. Yesterday, the larger SQM of the Marley stock came up. We are a smaller company, and we hope that as soon as we tell the story, and thanks for interviewing us, that it's a positive. It's not. There's no nationalization or anything like that. It's just the government saying we want to speed this up. We're asking companies to have green credentials like us, companies who are working with the communities like us, who are ready in the market to develop the projects fast. Direct lithium extraction is a short path into production. We already proved. A year ago, we said we'll produce 1 kilo of battery-grade lithium. We did.
You did.
We did produce that, and we certified it in Germany with our own resin, our own technology. So again, we're very pleased that the government is saying, let's speed this up.
Yeah, so it's a good thing. The government just want to make sure things are done properly and they're engaging with the companies. So
yeah, we have a very strict governance with various controls, ESG focus. We just added a wonderful woman, Maha, into our board. She's known around the world on her work on not only copper mine and minerals, but also work of the advancement of women in high places. So we're very, very pleased. It's just, again, we got to tell the story, ask the details of how things are unveiling.
Well, I'm pleased to see or hear that you did produce that 1 kilogram, because you did say that. You've also talked about the maiden resource and getting to the scoping study and those kind of studies. How are things going on that kind of front on the studies?
Yeah, Laguna Verde already has a scoping study. We're going to have before the end of May a scoping study on Francisco Basin. Laguna Verde alone is $1.83 billion of net present value.
Okay.
With a projected price by benchmark minerals of 22,500 tons per US dollars per ton. The price is 45 right now. Back then, when we did it, was 84. It's more volatile price because of this big demand, gigafactories being built. It's not as steady as other commodities, mining commodities.
I mean, the outlook for lithium's only got to be good, though, hasn't it? Where is it produced? Chile, Argentina, Australia,
and that's basically
the
whole world.
Effectively,
we hold 37% of world reserves. Chile does, and that's why the government says we were number one 5 years ago. Now we're number two in producing. It says we want to speed this up and bring new players like us into the work.
And is this why you're looking for the ASX listing as well, to kind of entice those Australian investors as well?
It's already more than 30% Australian investors in our stock. The largest mining fund in Australia, Regal Funds, is our main shareholder, 16% of the company now. They came at pre-IPO at a little bit less than 10. They came at the IPO a little bit less than 10, and then they went up between 15 and 16. Today, when we raised 12.6 million pounds in the November of last year.
Okay, so you're well funded.
Well funded. We're in a short path to production. We have a capex of $400 million to construct a 20,000 ton per year production. Mostly of that will be debt, and also we've been holding. I know that's another question. We've been holding deeper conversations with potential household names coming into minority stake.
Yes, exactly.
Off takers.
They've been visiting
us. A lot of NDAs. They visit us. There's a lot of it's a data room. They go to site, collect their own samples, talk to the technicians. They like to see our hydrogeological models, because direct lithium extraction needs reinjection or the promise of reinjection of 100% of the brine without the lithium. So there's a lot of technical conversations, but we're holding the commercial conversations.
But those discussions with big household names, the car manufacturers, for example.
Car manufacturers, household names, trade houses, mining companies, you name it.
Excellent.
I take the suit off and put a helmet.
Excellent. Well, if you can just sum up, I hope it's not another year before we talk again. Maybe we can do a quarterly catch up. That'd be nice. But what do you want to achieve in the next quarter? Really, what are the main milestones you want to achieve?
Yeah, we want to really start producing not the small scale pilot plant that we have or lab scale, the DLE, but the larger one that's commissioned. To be set up in July, and from there on start producing larger quantities of.
So what are you sort of targeting? What would you like to achieve on that?
Significant numbers we said we would like to produce 1 ton of lithium per month.
1 ton of lithium per month.
To send to the battery manufacturers, and to send to those companies who we've been talking to. Then we have a better understanding of what's happening underground, and we're already doing re-injection tests and doing pump tests. We'd like to have a scoping study also of Francisco Basin, and by the end of the year finish the PFS on Laguna Verde with Worley. So it's a mix of raising up the resources with the current campaigns. We're at 2 million tons right now. That will increase. Can't say which is our expected number, but Canaccord and Fox Davis, our two co-brokers, they put up numbers like 4 million tons of reserves and everything. We're still the most heavily undervalued company in the stock market, even though we've raised and we've achieved our goals of increasing the value of the company.
So taking those resources to scoping studies,
from 2 to 4, and then scoping studies, PFS, detail engineering,
and then getting the pilot plant online, targeting that 1 ton per month.
And working within the new announcement of getting our production permits, and maybe allowing the company to give us some of their projects and work with them. That's what we're looking for.
Well, thank you very much for joining me again today here at Minds and Money Connect in London. That's Aldo Boitano, the CEO of Clean Tech Lithium. Thank you very much for your time.
Mark.
Thank you very much. Good to see you again.
If you enjoyed this interview, then give us a thumbs up, a like or a retweet. Subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Twitter and hit that notification bell to be the first to know when we release new content. There's loads of great content on our website too, across all our programs at stopboxmedia.com. Thank you for watching.